your attention. I now ask Assistant Senior Patrol Leader Nolan Shanahan to come forward and lead us in our opening ceremony.
Rise. Color guard, present the colors. Post colors. Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. The gold candle, which represents the spirit of scouting, will light all other candles and will be lit by Mr. Michael Collada, past Scoutmaster, Assistant Scoutmaster 213, and through his dedication continues to keep the spirit of scouting burning strong. We now bring to light the blue candles, representing the three parts of the Scout logo. Scout sign.
From this golden flame of a scout's honor is lighted in the blue flame of duty to God and to the country. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the scout law. We light the blue flame of duty to other people. On my honor, I will do my best to help other people at all times. We light the blue flame of duty to self. On my honor, I will do my best to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
We now bring to light the 12 white flames of the Scout Law, which makes us bright and clear the trail that leads from boyhood to manhood.
A scout is trustworthy. A scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is a part of his code of conduct. People can always depend on him.
A scout is loyal.
A scout is true to his family, friends, scout leaders, school, nation, and world community.
A scout is helpful.
A scout is concerned about other people. He willingly volunteers to help others without expecting payment or reward.
A scout is friendly.
A scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other scouts. He seeks to understand others. He respects those with ideas and customs that are different from his own.
A scout is courteous.
A scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows that good manners make it easier for people to get along together.
A scout is kind.
A scout understands there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not harm, kill without anything, without reason.
A scout is obedient.
A scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobey them.
A scout is cheerful.
A scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy.
A scout is thrifty.
The scout works to pay his way and to help others cheer. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time properly.
A scout is brave.
A scout can face danger even if he's afraid. He has courage to stand for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh at him or threaten him.
A scout is clean.
A scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living by these same ideas. He helps keep his home and community clean.
A scout is reverent.
A scout is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the belief of others.
Troop, please retire. Troop, please be seated. It's my pleasure to introduce Don Collada for the invocation.
God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and fellow scouts on this significant day in the life of Michael Maniscalco. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendships, struggles, and occasionally a little fun. Today we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, the character this young man developed, and the service to our community. He worked so hard to bring about, little by little, month by month, and year by year. He was so faithful, and we celebrate his commitment and his hard work. So we ask you for your blessing on today and always for Michael Maniscalco and his family who supported and encouraged him, fellow scouts who helped him along the way. Bless the scout leaders, Troop 213, and all of those who are here physically or in spirit. Continue to walk with Michael as he takes the next steps in becoming an Eagle Scout and the person you desire him to be. Amen.
I will now turn the rest of the evening over to Bill Bolter, Chairman of this Court of Honor, Assistant Scoutmaster.
Before we begin, I would like to do a moment of silence for former Scoutmaster Rich Havoc, who is usually the chair of these proceedings, who lost the battle with cancer. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, Scouters and Scouts, we are here today to confer the rank of Eagle Scout upon Michael Edward Maniscalco, from Troop 213 from Saddlebrook, New Jersey. Of all Scouts in the United States, less than 6% ever reach the coveted rank of Eagle Scout. It is the highest award that can be earned by a member of the Boy Scouts of America. Before this honor is bestowed upon the candidate, however, we wish to acquaint you with the requirements that a young man must complete before the distinction of the rank Eagle Scout may be presented. In order to attain the rank of Eagle Scout, a boy must earn a minimum of 21 merit badges, 13 of which are specifically required. These include merit badges in citizenship, physical fitness, personal achievement, camping, scouting skills, first aid, and skills in community-wide emergency preparedness. He must also earn a minimum of 9 other elective merit badges. In all, over 375 requirements are needed. He must show Scout spirit. He must serve actively in various troop leadership positions. After becoming Life Scout, he must plan, develop, and carry out a service project worthy of an Eagle. He must appear before a board of review and satisfy them that he has done his best to understand and live by the Scout oath and law, and in all ways qualify for an Eagle Scout. And now, on behalf of the Northern New Jersey Council, Saddlebrook Kiwanis, and Troop 213 of Saddlebrook, I declare this Court of Honor to be open. Will the escorts please seat the parents and grandparents of our candidates? Mr. and Mrs. Maniscalco, it is a great pleasure to have you here today to join with us in the presentation of the Eagle Scout Award to your son, Michael. Will the escorts please bring the candidate front and center to be presented to the court and its witnesses? May we please have the credentials of our candidates reviewed before the court by Advancement Chair Charles Hank.
Proficiently in various craft skills prescribed for Eagle rank have been checked, and the records of merit badges earned by the Scout have been approved and certified by counselors appointed by the court. The Scout has qualified on the basis of merit badge achievements. The applicant has demonstrated his capacity and willingness to expert leadership ability in activities that are constructive and worthwhile in his community. The record has been checked in the troop leadership, Scout school affairs, and in other fields of work and service. He has demonstrated loyalty and duty to God and country. We believe he is qualified to receive his rank of Eagle. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hannibal. Michael, you may be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I represent all the Scouts who have received the Eagle Award in the Northern New Jersey Council. We do not object to the awarding of the badges, but we believe the candidate should understand that the Eagle rank and responsibility, as well as an honor, we respectfully suggest that the applicants be informed of the responsibilities of the Eagle Scout before the badges are awarded.
As an Eagle Scout, you will be called upon your service. You never render to the hat. You should realize that you have received the scouting trail. It now becomes your responsibility to help those that follow behind you. It will be expected that you, as an Eagle Scout, will contribute to keeping the greater part of your power to remind you of loyalty.
Strength. Trusting in God and keeping faith with his fellow men, he faces each day unafraid and seeks his share of the world's work to do. Let the red of your badge always remind you of courage.
Honor is the foundation of all character. Character is what one really is down deep inside, not one thinks one is. An Eagle Scout will so live that he will reflect credit upon his home, his house of worship, his school, his friends, and upon himself. May the white of your badge always remind you to live with honor.
Yes, eager to accept the responsibilities as well as the honor of the badge, that we most cordially welcome them into the ranks of Eagle Scout.
I would like to call upon Mr. Brian Kozowitz, Eagle Scout of Troop 213, to give the Eagle charge.
Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world history. And you, Michael, have been counted worthy of a high rank in its membership. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligation, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. When you fail, you bring down by so much the good name of all true and worthy Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond you, your fellow Scouts, to your country and your God. America has many good things to give you, to give your children after you. But these good things depend on the most part of the quality and manhood she can produce in your citizens. You come to help America in all that she needs most. She has a great past, and you are here to make her future even greater. I charge you, Michael, to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be leaders, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and to your fellow man, to finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others may do, you'll leave behind you a record of which every Scout may be justly proud.
Thank you, Brian, for your fine statement of responsibility. Will the candidate please come forward? In recognition of these obligations, I ask you to reaffirm the Boy Scout role.
I will do my best to do my duty, to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally weak, and morally straight.
Thank you. Mr. Joe Brett, Packmaster of Pack 222, will you please come to the stage and administer the Eagle Pledge?
I state your name.
I am Michael Maniscalco.
Realize my obligation to my fellows, my home, my country, and my God. And I will at all times do my best to assist other Scouts who are climbing the trail of the Eagle and give back more to Scouting more than it has given to me, and to assist my troop as much as possible, and be a living example of the Scout oath and law to the best of my ability.
Will the escorts please assist Mrs. Maniscalco to the stage? Stand next to yours. No words of the Court of Honor could do justice to the great helpfulness and patient perseverance with which their parents have supported these Eagles toward their manhood. In recognition of this, it is very fitting that Michael receive his Eagle Scout medal from his mother, and in turn, Michael will pin his mother with the Eagle Mother's pin.
Yes, sir. Kiss your mother, come on.
Give me a moment, yes. Thank you, Mr. Maniscalco. You can be seated. Mr. Maniscalco, will you please come to the stage and stand next to your son? When a boy becomes an Eagle Scout, he joins a select group of dedicated scouts. And now Mr. Maniscalco will place an individually customized Eagle Scout neckerchief and slide on the new Eagle Scout, and in turn, the Eagle will pin his father with the Eagle Scout father's pin. These neckerchiefs have been a tradition of Troop 213, and essentially everyone that has made Eagle has had a similar neckerchief. James's neckerchief is Eagle Scout Dad, and Can the escorts please bring up the grandparents? These are pins made for grandparents, and they are being pinned on the lapel. Help the grandparents back. That's a very nice touch. I have not seen that done too often. I'm going to ask if the troop treasurer, Mr. Maniscalco, will make a presentation to the Eagle Scouts.
So, Alan Fairfield, who passed away a few years ago, started a wonderful tradition of having permanent plaque in a town hall. This is plaque number 3. He served as a treasurer for over 30 years, so was a great man. I have the pleasure to take over his position. As I live in the world of spreadsheets, Michael, if you were ever going to be in the town hall, you're in the row number 1, column 2, so make sure you remember. Thank you very much.
If you're ever in the town hall, you can take a look at that. Like said, there's 3 plaques up there. Soon we'll have 4. If Troop Committee Chair Sheriff Dangerfield will now present the new Eagle with a gift from the troop.
So, Michael, I was there when you had your Eagle Board review. So I am so honored to be able to present this certificate for you from the National Office proclaiming that you are officially Eagle Scouts.
This is just a little something from Mr. Caraballo and myself, a little token of good luck to you, to remind you that going forward in everything that you do more than fly, soar with eagles.
Eagle Scout Mom, Dawn Pallotta, to come up to this.
Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath because this one always gets me. Monica read it at mine for Nico's, and I'm going to read it at hers for Michael. This Uniformed Little Boy by Mike Wood. It seems like only yesterday his eyes were lit with joy as we watched with admiration this little uniformed boy. Campouts, picnics, Pinewood cars, the years slipped quickly by. The colors changed from blue to green in the twinkling of an eye. Soon came the ranks of Tenderfoot, Second, First, and Star, each leading towards that final quest, once visioned from afar. And then rang of life, and as life can go often do, the goals so close within his grasp were dimmed from his view. Yet within he found the strength to reach that final quest, remembering the words from years ago, I will do my best. It seems like only yesterday his eyes were lit with joy as we watched with admiration this uniformed little boy. Now with an eagle upon his chest he soars, where once he ran, no longer that uniformed little boy, our son, an eagle, a man. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Pallotta. extends its congratulations, not only for satisfying the many necessary requirements, but also for setting up an objective and for the perseverance that was necessary in attaining that goal. But even most so, you are to be congratulated for the fact that you are now prepared to serve those who serve you. This is not the end to you. This should be the beginning of scouting. And off script, we know, everyone in the room knows the size of Michael's Eagle project, which was, fabulous. And he's nearing the end of his, we typically age out at 18, and instead of just saying, hey, that was an awesome career, which it was, he decided to run for senior patrol leader to try and mentor the younger boys coming up. He's going to continue to do that. So that is a very typical statement that you are continuing to serve those that served you. At this time, I'm going to start introducing honored guests to come up and speak individually. So first is going to be the Saddlebrook Mayor, Honorable Robert White.
Thank you, Bill. It's an honor to be here to celebrate this very important occasion. I'd like to personally congratulate Michael for attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, which, as all of you by now know, is the highest achievement in the scouting program. I also want to congratulate his family and commend them for all the support that they provided through this long process. This achievement took Michael years to fulfill and has earned him great respect, not only from his family, but friends, fellow scouts, and his community. His dedication and hard work achieving the rank of Eagle Scout is an inspiration to all of us. He has demonstrated leadership and commitment to duty and to earning all the required merit badges. I'm going to talk a little bit about Michael and his community project. As it was just said, it was absolutely amazing. Not only was it significant in benefiting the special needs community, but it really did, truly did bring this whole community together. Building a handicapped accessible playground was a huge undertaking that required hard work and specialized skills, like communication and coordination, to communicate and coordinate the efforts of many, many people. Michael learned a lot, and he also taught us a great deal about what it takes to complete a big project. He wore many different hats during this process. For instance, he was the project manager, so he coordinated and facilitated the efforts of township officials, local businesses, and community groups like the Boy Scouts, the VFW, the Community Partnership Committee, Saddlebrook High School, Middle School Music Association, and many others. He was a promoter. He was the biggest supporter and fan of this project, even going door to door in the business district to raise funds. He sold the project to others. Him and I did a public service announcement on our town TV to introduce the project, and later again, a second time, to showcase the project. He made a presentation, which is a really, really big deal for a young man like him, before the Bergen County, and really a big deal for anybody. I know I'm shaking my boots just talking here, but he actually made a presentation before the Bergen County Open Space Committee, which helped the town secure grant funding for the project. That was huge. He was also a public relations specialist and project manager, managing the work schedule and keeping the crew on track. He was very good in using social media to keep everyone informed of a pre-construction meeting that he had, a groundbreaking event, periodic updates, and grand opening ceremony. So, on a personal note, it was absolutely wonderful getting to know this young man. He kept me on my toes. He kept me on my toes. I'm a busy guy. My secretary can tell you that if I don't get a gentle reminder here and there, I'm going to forget. I don't know, maybe it's age, I don't know what it is, but he did that all along, and he helped me to continue helping him and supporting the project, along with not only myself, we have the council here, as well as the entire council is here for this ceremony. So it's with great admiration that I congratulate Michael on this extraordinary accomplishment. And I have a presentation, I have a proclamation form I'd like to read. Michael, this is a proclamation from my office honoring you yourself. Whereas we are gathered here on this occasion as friends and family of Michael to support his attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout, which is nationally recognized as the highest tribute to a person in character, dedication, and the goals and ideals of a scout. And whereas we commend Michael on his faithful and steadfast path taken to successfully complete his Eagle Scout project, inspired by his sister Samantha, the renovation of the Avon Park, home to the Saddlebrook Angels. And whereas with hard labor, fundraising, and volunteers, the playground, which is ADA accessible and accommodates children with special needs, is complete and ready for families to enjoy for many, many years to come. Whereas we recognize Michael for a positive influence as a Boy Scout and student, he is also a valuable member of our community, county, and state. Now therefore, on this 16th day of November 2019, I, Robert D. White, the Mayor of the Township of Saddlebrook, congratulate Michael on his outstanding accomplishment and acknowledge his significant dedication and service to our community.
Next is Saddlebrook Police Department Chief Robert Cooper.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me first say how excited I am. This is an awesome moment. This is a very significant moment, not only in a community sense, but in a family and in a society sense. This person sitting on this stage has accomplished a lot, to say the least. He has accomplished more than some people will accomplish in their whole lifetime. Michael Maniscalco and all the Eagle Scouts that ever were, not only here in this troop, but throughout the United States, have accomplished so much. And I am very proud to stand here and represent each and every member of the Saddlebrook Police Department, each and every officer that ever served, not only in Saddlebrook, but in this county and in the state of New Jersey. All law enforcement officers know too often that individuals that are not Eagle Scouts and are not good citizens are issues why the police department even exists. If everyone was like an Eagle Scout, you wouldn't need a police department. I am so happy, not only for Michael, the recipient, not only for the scouts that are here, not only for our community, but for each and every one in society who will benefit from people like Michael Maniscalco. I can't say enough about his accomplishments. You know what they are. We're here to give brief remarks. That's all we can do. Mom and Dad and Grandma and family, Samantha, you're listening back there? My chief, what a significant accomplishment, not only in the Eagle Scout, but in being a brother who loves his sister and will carry his sister throughout his life and throughout eternity. We are blessed to be here today and give this young gentleman the accolades that he deserves. I am so proud to not only be here today to acknowledge this accomplishment, but because I know Michael personally. I know his family, I know what he has done, and I know of his character. There are a lot of people here today, Michael, not only here in this room, but throughout your life's existence. It wasn't that long, but it's long enough to understand. You are the one today. This day is all about you. And I want to thank all the Scout leaders that stand here today. Because of you, people like Michael Maniscalco and all the other Scouts that came here before and sat on a chair like that in front of this audience, and all these young Scouts that now Michael Maniscalco is an example of who you want to emulate, who you want to follow. He's a leader. Very small percentage of people even get in Scouting, and it's even much, much smaller who attains the rank of Eagle. As society goes on, it's not an interesting environment or thing to do, but life is so busy. We get sidetracked, but not the Scouts, not the family of the Scouts, not the supporters of the Scouts. They encourage them each and every day. And Michael, let me leave you with this. Your life has many roads to travel on from this day forward. There'll be challenges, there'll be obstacles, there'll be falls, there'll be slips. But I know because of your accomplishments and what you have done, for the years you've been here in Saddlebrook, proving yourself to attain this rank of being an Eagle, your life is going to be a great one. Your mom and dad, your family, that's what we live for, to make them proud. And if that grin got any bigger on your mom's face, I think it's going to hit your father and the girl next to her. But let me tell you this, Michael, God bless you for what you have done. God bless the Boy Scouts of America, and God bless each and every one of us for being here to give this young man the deserving recognition that he gets today. Thank you so much. I have a presentation, one of many, that you'll need a bigger house to put all these plaques on one day. But on behalf of each and every member of the Saddlebrook Police Department, each and every member of law enforcement here in Bergen County and the state of New Jersey that I represent, Michael Maniscalco, we give you this award. It says this: the Boy Scouts of America, Saddlebrook Troop 213, Eagle Scout, presented to Michael E. Maniscalco in recognition of you attaining the highest achievement a Boy Scout can earn. Granted this day, Michael, God bless you and your family, and I wish you all the best.
I'd like to bring up, representing the Saddlebrook Angels, Wilson.
Hi, congratulations to Michael.
Okay, so Wilson's a little bit shy, so I'm going to speak on his behalf. Wilson was part of the Angel Soccer program about 5 years ago when it started. And Michael and his family really played a really big role in Wilson's learning how to play soccer. It's really a great opportunity for special needs children to feel like they're part of a team, to wear a uniform and have somewhere to go on Saturdays. And Wilson really did enjoy being a part of that. So we just wanted to say, congratulations, Michael. You did a fabulous job. It's an outstanding opportunity for Wilson to be part of the program and to participate.
Yeah, Michael, you did a good job on soccer.
And the Assistant Chief Joseph Halazadi from the Saddlebrook Fire Department, come on.
I'm just going to say a few brief words.
big brother Michael. The project you did was important. Some people don't understand what it is like to have special needs. You saw that the angels couldn't play at the park and you fixed it. That now everyone can play at the playground. I feel happy because all the children are happy, and it was because of my big brother, Michael. That made it happen. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on your rank of Eagle.
Will Saddlebrook Council President Florence Mazer come up?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to be here, Michael, for your awesome dedication to our community. And I am totally so proud to be here on behalf of my entire council, most who are sitting in here in the audience, to present you with this resolution. Whereas Michael Maniscalco, member of Boy Scout Troop 213, has achieved the highest honor in scouting, Eagle Scout. And whereas in addition to scouting, Michael helps coach the Saddlebrook Angels and realized lack of ADA accessible equipment meant many could not enjoy game on field. And whereas Michael, inspired by his sister Samantha, Michael chose as his Eagle Scout project the renovation of Avon Park. Michael enlisted local businesses for donations and applied to the Bergen County Open Space Committee to fund the balance. Michael enlisted many volunteers to make this vision a reality. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that Michael Maniscalco is recognized for his commitment to the tenets and beliefs of Boy Scouts of America and is hereby commended on his achievement of scouting's highest honor, Eagle Scout. Once again, congratulations, Michael, Mr. and Mrs. Maniscalco, Samantha, members of the scouting community. We are so very proud to have you.
I ask that the President of the Saddlebrook Board of Education, Kelly Mahoney, come.
Anyway, just making sure. So as a teacher, as a member of the Board of Education, what we want for all of our students is to not just learn the math and the science and the English, but also to learn some of those life skills that you need to be successful. And those things include community and working with others and helping others. And Michael exemplifies those things. He has inspired a community to work towards something that is not just a playground, but one that is all-inclusive for all members of our community to be able to use. So on behalf of the Board of Education, we just want to thank you for your dedication, your inspiration to the community. Thank you.
On behalf of Saddlebrook High School, I ask Frank Ortega, the music director, to come.
It is my pleasure and my honor to represent Saddlebrook High School here at Michael's induction. When Michael Maniscalco walked into the band room at Saddlebrook High School 6 years ago, he was a tall, lanky, and enthusiastic 12-year-old musician. He was one of the most polite, well-intentioned, and diligent students that I've met. He quickly found his voice on the baritone saxophone, which he performs on to this day. Michael has always strived to make it to his lessons and rehearsals on time and improve his playing. His love of music has always been a source of pride for him. And I can honestly say that the band program is better off today having had Michael as a member. I don't speak like this very often, so forgive me. Ever the volunteer, Michael would make himself available for any job that needed doing, from carrying the American flag in a parade to organizing the band room or helping out with setup, breakdown at concerts and events. And when he is a volunteer for your organization, he is always thinking of ways to improve on how the job can be done. For instance, when he was an usher for our school play, he decided to add a closed-circuit TV of the production so that latecomers could watch from the lobby. And of course, he arranged for it all to get done and set up without any added stress to our busy and often overwhelming production schedule. I'm not going to mention here his miraculous Eagle Scout project, as many individuals more close to that project can attest to the amazing work that he and his father did putting that park together from just a dream. But I'm just going to conclude with saying that Michael embodies all of the characteristics and values that one would expect from an Eagle Scout. There's no doubt that Michael is an Eagle Scout. And he is a great credit to his school, his community, his country, and most of all, his loving and supportive family. It has truly been my great honor to have Michael as a student and to speak for him here today.
From Saddlebrook Cub Pack 222, Joseph Brett, the Cub Master.
Well, on behalf of the pack and future Eagle Scouts, the gentleman sitting here, my son sitting over there, who, when he heard it was yours, wanted to make sure he was here. He knows you, likes hanging out with you, talking to you. And I think I have another Cub Scout out in the audience out there. There he is. You are an inspiration to everyone, and they look up to you. And I want to say on this day, congratulations on your accomplishment.
To ask Commander Lou Barilli of the VFW Post 3484 to come on.
Maniscalco. I agree with Chief Coolman. You've done more in 18 years than most people ever do in a lifetime. I'm going to keep it short. You know what you've done. Everybody out there does. I'm here to make two presentations. I have one from the VFW, and I have one from... and I got one from the VFW Commander-in-Chief. So the one from our Commander-in-Chief says, congratulations, Michael, in achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. This is quite a noteworthy accomplishment and well-deserved. Veterans of Foreign Wars is a strong supporter of all scouting programs, and we take great pride in recognizing the deserving youth like yourself. Keep up the outstanding work. Good luck in the future and whatever goals you may hope to achieve. This is from VFW Post 3484, Veterans of Foreign Wars. The certificate of recognition is awarded to Michael Maniscalco for outstanding achievement and exceptional leadership ability, evidenced by his attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout. I just want to say congratulations to the proud mom and dad and the very fortunate sister Samantha and Michael. Good luck in everything you do.
Jessica Ferraro, who's the district executive for the Northern Jersey Council Three Rivers District.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Fajardo. It's an honor to be here today to celebrate Michael on his achievement of the Eagle Scout rank. As many of you know or may have heard, it is not an easy road to get to Eagle. It takes hard work, determination, leadership skills, and perseverance, all of which Michael demonstrated throughout his project, which is an incredible project, and we are so proud of what you were able to do for your community. My hope is that you will continue to utilize the Scout Oath and law and continue to exemplify the values you have learned throughout your scouting career. I will now present you with your Eagle cords, which you can wear when you graduate high school to represent that you are an Eagle Scout of Northern New Jersey Council. All right? So congratulations, Michael. I really hope that you continue throughout your years to help all your fellow Scouts that are going to come after you to become Eagle Scouts. I'm also going to present Michael with the council certificate signed by our Council P3, our Scout Executive Rebecca Fields, our Council President Dr. Phil Malika, and our Council Commissioner Walter Korlick.
Representing the Order of the Hour, Jeffrey DeBride.
Could I ask all the members of the OA to stand for a moment? Those of us who wear the sash are members of the Scouting Brotherhood of Honor Campers. The youth in our organization represent the best and the brightest in Scouting. Our motto is brotherhood, cheerfulness, and service. And our organization is unique in that its members are elected by non-members. That means when the youth of Troop 213 nominated Michael to join the Order of the Hour, they were saying, this is a guy I trust, this is a guy I'd like to have by my side if I'm ever in trouble, this is a guy I enjoy going to. God bless you. Well, Michael, I know we do expect great things from you, and I'll be brief. There are a couple of letters here from the National Council, but knowing that the mind can only absorb what the derriere can endure, I will not read them. But you can read them yourself a little bit later. They are signed by Eric S. Hansen, the National Vice Chief, and Mark L. Parsons, the National Chief. And in closing, I'll just quote the American satirist Tom Lehrer. Michael, it's people like you that make the rest of us realize how little we've accomplished.
Jean Duncan Thiel of the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Good afternoon. I'm so proud to be here today to honor Michael, representing the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. I would like to tell you a bit about our society, very briefly. The Daughters of the American Revolution is a nonprofit, non-political women's volunteer service organization dedicated to promoting historic preservation, patriotism, and the education of our youth. The common bond of our members is the direct lineal descent from the patriots of the American Revolution. Any woman, regardless of race, religion, or ethnic background, who can prove this lineage is eligible to join. There are approximately 175,000 members in 3,000 chapters in all 50 states, as well as many international chapters. There are 48 chapters here in the state of New Jersey. I'm proud to represent the Polly Wyckoff David Demarest chapter as regent. More than 1 million members have joined the DAR since it was founded in 1890. In addition to participating in numerous service projects in the community, just one of the functions of the DAR is fostering good citizenship. The DAR Community Service Award is presented to an individual or organization who has contributed to the community in an outstanding manner. There's no doubt about it for Michael. An outstanding manner through voluntary, heroic, civic, or benevolent service. The achievement must have taken place within the last 5 years with no compensation. Our DAR Community Service Award, Michael Maniscalco, had a vision for his Eagle Scout project. He saw the need for a local children's park in town to be renovated, as you all know. Avon Park had not been improved to current standards for many years and had become an undesirable hangout, shall we say. Michael's goal was to renovate the park for his Eagle Scout project to make it possible for children of all abilities to enjoy a new state park. To top it all off, he dedicated the park in honor of his sister, Samantha. CBS News thought his accomplishment was newsworthy enough to air the story as a feature piece on their evening news program on August 5th, 2019. I happened to be watching that night and was so impressed with this young man that I thought that he should be honored for his exemplary volunteer service to his community. Had I not been watching the CBS station that night, I might not have known about Michael's project. We are so pleased to recognize this fine young man today. And as Regent of the Polly Wyckoff David Demarest chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, I would like to present Michael with the DAR Community Service Award. First, we have a certificate. The National Society, Daughters of the American Revolution Certificate of Award presented to Michael E. Maniscalco for excellence in community service. But wait, there's more. We have he already has that, okay. All right, so I guess I'm finished. Well, thank you very much. I'm very pleased.
On behalf of the Marine Corps League, I'm going to ask that Vince Montagna of the Gooneyburg Detachment come on up.
My name is Ed Ebel, Commandant of the Jet Sea Barker Detachment Marine Corps League. With me today, is, as he was announced, is Vince Montagna. He's our judge advocate. And we'd like to read what we brought along. We're providing Mike with a certificate or an honor plaque that he can put into a little plaque if you'd like. It's regarding Mitchell Page, and if anybody's ever familiar with Mitchell Page, he's a Marine colonel who was, let me read a little bit about him. Mitchell Page was born in Pennsylvania in 1918 and served in the United States Marine Corps from 1936 until he retired in 1959 at the rank of colonel. During his service, he exemplified the qualities of which Marines have held dear since 1775: loyal, honor, courage, and devotion to God, country, and Corps. These qualities are the foundation of the Marine Corps. These qualities, to a large degree, are shared by scouting in America and are instilled in our youth who wear the uniform of the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America. He served with distinction in World War II and the Korean War and was the recipient of the Medal of Honor from World War II. He received his most prestigious military honor for his actions at the Battle of Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands on October 26, 1942, where after all of the other Marines in his platoon were killed or wounded, he operated 4 machine guns single-handedly, stopping an entire Japanese regiment. Through his life, Page received numerous awards, both as a member of the military and as a civilian. In addition to receiving the Medal of Honor, Colonel Page was also awarded the Eagle Scout Award by the Boy Scouts of America on March 24, 2003, which he earned in 1936, his last year of high school, but had never been presented because he had left home to join the Marine Corps. He is one of 10 known Eagle Scouts who have received the Medal of Honor. Page is also a recipient of the Distinguished Eagle Scout Award from the Boy Scouts of America. what our presentation is going to read. It's going to say Mitchell Page Award for Scouting Achievement to Michael E. Maniscalco for demonstrating outstanding performance as a scout, displaying great dedication to making all your sacrifices needed to complete the requirements and projects needed to achieve the rank of Eagle Scout. In doing so, you have distinguished yourself as an extraordinary member of your troop and the Boy Scouts of America. Your hard work and devotion are in keeping with the highest standards of scouting, and you have shown the qualities and conduct so exemplified by Colonel Page at the level of excellence that the Marine Corps tirelessly strives to maintain since 10 November 1775.
From the United States. From the United States National Guard, Sergeant Bass.
First and foremost, just want to say congratulations to Michael. He is definitely one of a kind. Wish we had more people like him. First time I met Michael was about a year ago. I just got back to recruiting. I used to work at MEPS and do everybody's contracts. And he walked up and said, "I'm going to do this next year." I said, "Yeah, okay." Heard that plenty of times. 6 months later, went back there and he said, "Oh, I'll see you guys next month." Yeah, okay. Heard that plenty of times. And then he actually did show up in September of this year, came to the table, and said, "I'm ready to do it." I said, "All right, just write down your name and number." And at that point, I knew Michael was different. He reached in his pocket and he pulled out a business card. I said, "What 17-year-old has a business card? I don't know, but that is awesome." And then he did enlist last month, which is great, and we're happy to have him. And it seems almost every 2-3 days we find out something new about him and the great things that he's been doing. We know you guys have known him for years, and you understand that he does stuff, and it seems like since birth he's been doing something amazing out here. And that's truly an honor to his parents over here that raised him perfectly. And we hope that he stays pretty much exactly how you are. You are quite an interesting individual, and that's probably the first time I've said that in a positive way. So, congratulations, Michael. And on behalf of the New Jersey Army National Guard, we just want to give you a little certificate of congratulations. It's an honor.
The Elks Club, Sheriff Stanfield, can you come back out?
It's pretty personal to me. I am the Dog Raiders chairman for the Elm Park Patterson Elks Lodge. And one of my responsibilities is finding teenagers that want to go to the peer leadership program down in Long Branch. And even though the Elks pays for the whole thing, and it looks great on your college applications, you can't seem to find anyone that wants to go. So I put a blast out there, and Michael actually answered. So it really does take a very special kid that wants to go for 3 days of hanging out with 300 other kids in New Jersey that you don't know, rooming with 3 of them, and listening to motivational speakers. So I hope that you got a lot out of it, because it is one of the projects of New Jersey Elks. The second thing that really is special to me is the Elks had donated their hall to us for a fundraiser, which was pretty big. And as a thank you, I wanted our boys to go once a month for a little while to help out at their. They have a breakfast every first Sunday of the month, and so I asked all of our boys to go for just 1 hour. So the first month we had a whole bunch of boys, and the second month there were a little bit less, and then the third month there were a little bit less. And I didn't expect everyone to keep on going. So then even in the 4th month, I'm walking and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to do this again on a Sunday, and Michael was already there, and he was the only one that was there. And it really meant something to me because I wanted to make sure that the Elks knew how much we appreciated that donation And just the fact that you carried it on was just so, so outstanding, and it really exemplifies what the Boy Scouts are looking for in an Eagle Scout. So thank you personally, thank you from the Elmwood Park Elks, and what our certificate says is we are a fraternal organization that takes pride in presenting to you an American flag because you have demonstrated that you daily practice the teachings of democracy. We are proud to call you our fellow citizen because you have worked hard to prove that you believe in the United States as one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. As the red, white, and blue colors on the cloth blend to make a beautiful flag, so the skills you mastered have blended together to make you an outstanding citizen.
On behalf of the Bergen County Legislature, David Gurecki is going to come up and give a proclamation.
I'd just like to congratulate you, your family, and the entire scouting community. Job well done. You're an amazing young man. I'd like to read this resolution on behalf of the State of New Jersey Assembly and Senate. Whereas Michael E. Maniscalco, member of Troop Number 213 of the Boy Scouts of America in the Township of Southborough, Bergen County, and an admired resident of the state, will be recognized during a special Court of Honor ceremony on November 16, 2019, for his attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout. Michael Maniscalco has distinguished himself by his success in achieving a goal recognized by only about 5% of the scouting population. Signed by State Senator Steve Sweeney and Craig Cohen.
On behalf of the Knights of Pythias, Robert Starr.
Hi, my name is Bob Starr. I'm with the Knights of Pythias in Fairlawn. We're the same organization that Michael's late grandfather belonged to in Brooklyn, New York, Sheepshead Bay. And even though your grandfather was gone, Michael, I'm quite sure he's looking down on this occasion. And hopefully one day maybe you'll follow in his footsteps as your friends and join the Pythians. We're in Fairlawn, New Jersey. Just go on Facebook, you'll see our website, okay? Michael, you belong to a very select organization. Back in 1910, the Boy Scouts were formed, but it wasn't until 1912 that they started accepting Eagle applications. To this day, only 6% of Boy Scouts, of all the millions of Boy Scouts that join, are Eagle Scouts. It's an extreme honor. We follow in the footsteps of such people as Steven Spielberg, the producer, Neil Armstrong, first man to go to the moon, Gerald Ford, President of the United States. And there's one person, his name is James Brady, who your parents may know of, who took a bullet for President Reagan in the 80s and was gravely injured, but managed to survive. It's not saying you have to take a bullet for anybody, but it just shows what Eagle Scouts are made of. So as I present you with this certificate from the Supreme Lodge of Knights of Pythias, awarded to Mike Mancuso, Troop 213, Southbrook, New Jersey, recognition of exceptional leadership, evidence of his attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout, presented by the Knights of Pythias. I tell you, Michael, to spread your wings and soar to the highest levels possible, leading and setting an example of honor, courage, loyalty, and service.
United States Marine Corps, Staff Sergeant Andrew Sellers Award.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Staff Sergeant Sellers. Like you said, I'm with the United States Marines. And on behalf of the United States Marine Corps, I'd like to congratulate you on your achievement of Eagle Scout. I've been to a couple of these, so I kind of know the ropes. But well, first and foremost, I'd like to say, I don't know you, but I do know your achievements, all right? So I'm a recruiter for the Marines. Every day I go to bus stops, I go to colleges, I go to high schools. I see with the mom, I'm saying what's up. All right, and a lot of people I talk to, I don't meet many people that achieve many things. I don't meet many people who have a high moral value. I don't meet many people who go above and beyond. And from hearing what everybody says, from your scoutmasters, from your mentors in school, you seem like a great individual, you know. So I wish you the best of luck in the National Guard. You'll do great. I'm not worried about you at all. But one thing I want to say about the Eagle Scouts, or the Boy Scouts in general, and the Marine Corps, a lot of the moral values, they correlate. When I say that, the Marine Corps, we go for 3 core values: honor, courage, and commitment. When I say honor, I mean upholding a standard, living your life a certain way, having a code. Courage, doing what others don't have the ability to do, facing your fears. It's not the absence of fears, facing it. You know, stepping up against adversity. Commitment is sticking to your guns. Right? I know plenty of people who went through the Boy Scouts and quit. I see many people do many things in life and just quit. Well, from the looks of it right here, you ain't gonna quit nothing. All right? But what you just did is some serious stuff, man. It's serious. But that's all I have to say, and thank you for your time.
Representative from the PSE&G, would like to come up.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dave Daly, and I'm the President and Chief Operating Officer of Public Service Electric and Gas Company, PSE&G. And this is the first time I've met Michael and his wonderful family. I had the honor, I came into work maybe about 2 months ago, and in my inbox was an invitation to come to this Court of Honor here today. And so I went to this link and I clicked on the link and I saw the news story about Avon Park. And I learned a little bit more. I was a scout myself growing up. I didn't make Eagle Scout, but I know all about what it takes to become an Eagle Scout. And I just thought, what an incredible young man you are. And what an honor it was for you to invite me. And so I said, I wouldn't miss this for the world. And boy, I'm glad I didn't miss this one. So on behalf of 13,000 employees of Public Service Electric and Gas Company, I'm here to congratulate you. I have a couple of things I do want to give you, though. If you come over here for a minute. Would you mind coming over here, Michael, and helping me for a minute? So the first one's a certificate of achievement, and I'll let Michael read it later, but it's congratulating him on behalf of everybody at PSE&G. That's the first thing. Now let's get to the good things. Put that over to the side. The next one, Michael, is a very, very special honor that we give out at PSE&G, only to very special people. This is a certified grade 1 PSE&G line worker hard hat. You know, PSE&G has been around for 116 years. Founded in 1903. I don't recommend this, but I want to let you know that this hard hat is rated at 13,600 volts. This is the real thing, Michael. But I hope you will keep this. There's a lot of meaning to this hard hat to us. It embodies public service, which is in our name. It involves safety, giving back, and I hope you will take this with honor from us and to recognize everything. Next, we have two pairs of certified high voltage rated safety glasses. One of them is a clear, the other one is sunglasses. Wear these to protect yourself as well. Yeah. One more. Certified grade 1 line gloves. My assistant said to me, because I hadn't met Michael, do you think small, medium, or large? I said, get him the large or the extra large. Sounds like I made the right choice. Okay, and then just lastly, in this envelope, there are two things. One is a form that I need you to sign before you leave here today. I took the liberty of filling the entire thing out. It's a job application for PSE. And secondly, and lastly, is, you know, I have 3 children myself. They're all grown up. I actually have 2 grandchildren. And I tell them about being successful in life and what it's all about. And I talk to a lot of young people at PSE&G about it as well. And I always say there's a couple things that are really key to success in life. One is hard work. And you obviously are a very hard worker. The other is giving back. And I don't think anybody could embody that real value more than you could, Michael. And the other, though, and I think this is true of every person who's ever achieved a measure of success in their life, is that you need help from other people as well. And I don't mean help like from your wonderful parents, your grandparents, or a lot of the friends you have here, but a network of people to help you. Every person who's ever achieved success has had that kind of help. And so, I heard you had a business card a couple minutes ago. In here, I put my business card. And on the front of it is my email address, and on the back of it is my personal cell phone. Now, do not give that cell phone to anybody. But I hope that you'll give me a call, or you'll send me an email every couple months. I hope you'll ask me to help you, because I would be very honored to be one of those people that helps you. Every person who achieves success has that kind of help, and I'd be honored if you would ask me for that. In a couple months, every couple months, send me an email, tell me what you're up to. And if you ever have an issue, you know, should I do this, should I do that, anything, you call me on that cell phone. It's right in here, anytime, Michael. And it's just, you're such a fine young man. And I'm so honored that you sent me that invitation. I'm so glad I came here today to meet you and your whole family. Congratulations.
Everyone noticed that Michael knew exactly how to tighten that helmet. As soon as it went on his head, he was like, click, click, click. I was like, what's he doing? Before we get to Michael's keynote speaker, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone else that was coming up to present anything. So we're going to have Coach Chris Alfieri come on up and speak on behalf of Michael. Chris is a Troop 213 Eagle Scout alumni. He is also the soccer coach for the Saddlebrook High School. I coached him when he was a little younger. He returned the favor by coaching my son, so it's an honor to have him come on.
Yeah, you just took half my speech. Look, I realize, first of all, this is absolutely tremendous honor as coach. I'll still call him coach. Coach Mulder just said I am an alumnus of Cub Pack 222 and Boy Scout Troop 213. I am also an Eagle Scout, and if you read your program, there's a Paul Alfieri in there. No relation. It's funny because I was always asked about Paul Alfieri while I was going through Saddlebrook High School. He had set a precedent for the Alfieri name that I hope I have lived up to. But to everyone that's here, first of all, thank you for coming and supporting Michael today on this fantastic achievement. And the one issue with being the last speaker is everybody's already said everything twice. The good thing about being his coach is I've got a couple stories that you guys don't know. But I'm gonna tell a couple stories about Michael, and they're gonna go across 3 things. And Mrs. Mahoney, you took one of them. The first one is inclusion. I've known Michael now for 8 years, and the reason that I know him first before he got to soccer was because of his parents' development of the Angel Soccer program. And to this day, sorry that Wilson had to leave, but that was just fantastic to see him there because I think he was part of it for roughly 5 years, 4 or 5 years. The Angel Soccer program is the best thing that I've been involved with soccer, and I met my wife when I was playing soccer, but she's not here, so I can say that. And I think I've said that joke for the last 8 years. Got more laughs earlier. So it's a soccer program that goes to help children of special needs. And the first time that I met Michael was the first opportunity that I saw him was when I realized he was different than other children his age. And I don't think that that was because of the situation that he was in with his lovely sister, but I think it's because who he really is. The inclusion that I talk about is his willingness to step out and bring others in. So I'll tell you a quick story about inclusion, because he's sitting in the crowd. Teddy Nosh did not want to play soccer. Teddy Nosh did not want to play soccer. Teddy Nosh did not want to do much. Michael Maniscalco brought him to soccer practice, and brought him again, and brought him again, and brought him again. Teddy Nosh realized that there was an opportunity to change who he was because of Michael's forcing him to be included in the nicest way he could. That dedication helped reshape Teddy's life. And Teddy's going to finish his 4 years when we have our soccer dinner this coming Thursday. So that's inclusion. Mind your way. The next thing is commitment. The Marine Staff Sergeant who was just here doesn't know Michael, but he knows how committed he is because he's seen everything that Michael has done. And the interesting part about that is I don't think he says no to much. And he spreads himself extremely thin. Committed himself to the National Guard, the gentleman in the back there. And that caused a disparity in his commitment to what he could do for the soccer program this year. But he still committed himself to it, and he still showed up. And we had an agreement for what he would show up for, and an agreement for how that would play out for the year. And the third thing is passion. Michael is very passionate about everything he gets involved with. Passionate about his causes. He's passionate about things that can go yes or no. Sometimes he's passionate in the wrong ways at practice, and that causes him to run a little bit more, but passionate nonetheless. And it's because of his inclusion, because of his commitment, and because of his passion that I'm not surprised to see him on the stage today. And in all honesty, there's not much that he's going to do that's going to surprise me because of how different he holds himself in comparison to the other players that I've seen come through, the other boys, young men that I've seen come through my program. He's the third Eagle Scout that I've had the pleasure of coaching, Mike Ciccarella, and then Blaze. Where are you, William? You went to work. Commitment. Okay. But those three things are what stands Michael out as an individual and why I will not be surprised, but why I will hold him accountable to not falling off the perch that he stands on now. Michael, congratulations.
I did this one, okay. On top of all these accolades, Michael has also received numerous congratulatory letters from dignitaries including President Trump, former Presidents George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. H. Bush, Vice President Joseph Biden, Pope Francis, Governor Murphy, Survivor Man Les Stroud, Senator Paul Ryan, from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and the Marines, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mike Grove, Dirty Jobs, and many others, over 50 acknowledgments to date. In addition, the Eagle Scout has received a United States flag, which has been flown over the U.S. Capitol and is on display on his table in the back with many other memories and knickknacks he's picked up along the way since being a Cub. Our new Eagle Scout would now like to address the court The Eagle Scout will also present mentor pins to the person or persons who have been instrumental in their achievement of the Eagle Scout Award. These will be presented by the Eagle Scout, either in private or on stage today. So ladies and gentlemen, may I now present Eagle Scout Michael Maniscalco.
Hello everyone. First I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and thank everyone for making this a reality from the build to today. Like all you guys, I want to enjoy my Saturday, so I'm going to try to make this really quick. So first I'd like to read, I have an essay to read and then I have some thank yous to hand out. So I'd like to thank the mayor and the town for being my beneficiary and for helping me achieve my project and make it what it is today. I'd like to thank my troop for the support you've given me since I was just a tenderfoot, and especially my friends who spent countless random hours helping me with my project. And my family as well, but I'm going to get to them in a little bit. So, my friend once told me this quote symbolizes me and my beliefs. Sometimes what a person needs is not a brilliant mind that speaks, but a patient heart that listens. My life revolves around other people, and I love helping people. I love caring for everyone, but I believe the most important thing in my life is family. And the reason for this project is my family, and as you all know, my sister. Defying the odds and overcoming life struggles was demonstrated by Samantha. She was my motivation and my muse for the future. She has inspired me to fulfill my dreams and push myself every day. I grew up a little bit differently than the majority of kids. And many may think it was a burden, but it has taught me so much more and opened my eyes. Everything I do, I have my sister in my mind for a desire to succeed. My father and I were at it almost every day, which felt endless. And my father is in construction, and he has been doing it his whole life, but like most people, he never built a park. It was practically built from IKEA instructions, just with pictures and layouts, and that's really all we went off of. There were days that I would sit on a pile of wood chips and pass out, and I wake up and he would still be working. This project has taught me leadership, patience, as well as a new meaning to being tired. Scouts has taught me a lot and is a part of who I am today. I still use knots taught to me in Cub Scouts. Within Scouts, I've done various camping trips such as Floodwood and Swamp Face, and they're both my two favorite trips. A little bit about Swamp Face is, if you guys want to look in the back, it was a 60-mile canoe trip in Louisiana, and everything we needed was strapped to our backs, and we were out. Though all these trips were fun, I never seemed to listen to my mentor for this project. And my Eagle Scout mentor was Rich Havoc, and let him rest in peace because he cannot be with us today. But I truly never listened to his words until now. We used to get into arguments, and I really didn't like him when I was growing up as a cub. But his words have a lot of meaning to me now and give me a different meaning because I didn't understand it back then. So, and my project came around and I grew and everything changed with his words. Thank you. So now I'd like to start with my mentor pins. I have two mentor pins I'd like to hand out, and the first one I'd like to hand out is to Rich Havoc, and because he cannot be here today, I'd like to give it to his son, Travis Havoc. Next, I'd like to thank my second mentor, Bill Mulder, for everything he's done, and obviously for being my MC here today. Then I have a shirt, and I'd like you to open it up and hold it for everyone to see. Alright, so now I have a little bit of gifts, but I want to talk about it first. So my parents especially know that I'm always at 4 places. I don't really go much out. I don't really go that far out. I'm either at home, I'm either at my girlfriend's house, I'm at work, or I'm at school. So the first thing I want to do is I want to say that, like someone else said, I can't stop moving, I love to stay active, and I keep on working. So this first gift goes out to someone that has to deal with me almost every day, and has to, it's complicated, but I want to say that to thank you to my bosses, Steve and Lori, and I'd like to say happy birthday, Lori, and if you could please come up here and have a little something for you. Now for my family. So my next one's for my mother. She's been with me since day one, and she's been on my side and always keeps me on track to the right path. So I wanted to thank you for everything I got and for coming as well. One of the things also was my mom was very supportive, but she wasn't really too happy when I told her I was joining the National Guard. So we got her a National Guard t-shirt. Samantha. So for Samantha, I'm just gonna say what I got for Samantha. So Samantha, I got flowers, but I know she's not gonna appreciate flowers as much as Hershey chocolate and a Barbie doll. Last but not least. So my dad is a very particular man, so trying to accomplish this project was extremely difficult. So we both have OCD, but in complete opposite ways. We would argue and we'd pass out on the table working on this project, but everything got done, and it is beautiful, and I definitely know I could have never done this project without him. So my gift to you has a slight background, but I don't want to say it just yet because I have to go get it, and like I said, he doesn't stop asking questions, so I need someone to put him outside and then go on.
Come here, James.
James knows is that he disappeared yesterday. And he kept referring to it as a covert operation. Yes, Michael and I do this a lot. So if you know James really well, which I know most of you do, you'll know how significant this is. Holy mackerel. Because we don't do anything small. The Maniscalcos don't do anything small. Just look at Michael.
A little bit back. In front of our house, we used to have these wooden bears, and obviously, like anything wood, weather kills it. So every time we passed by a chainsaw sculpture, my dad always talked about getting one. And anyone that knows that he likes eagles, so anyone, and also for everyone that knows me, I'm a little bit extra and a little bit above beyond, if you couldn't tell. So getting this here was a pain, and I hope you like it.
Very nice, Michael. We have just presented the Eagle Medal. The medal is a mark of identity. It's a thing of beauty. Yet it is only a combination of cloth and metal that will fade into the dim distance in the light of the ideals for which it stands and in which Michael has grown to believe in and will grow to more fully understand. In closing this court, it is our hope that what you have witnessed today will be an ever-present inspiration to all. To this end, remember that we seek to serve, come our way but once as boys. Neglect none of them, for among them somewhere may be the man who will lead the world to everlasting peace. Will you please rise? I would like to invite all the Eagle Scouts in the audience to please rise at this time and join the new Eagle Scout in reciting The Voice of the Eagle, which is in the program. And we'll hand the copies to Mike.
Okay, got him through right back there.
I am the eagle. I am prepared to stand for virtue of freedom, strength, and pride. I am the eagle. I am prepared to serve my God and my country and other people. I am the eagle. I am prepared to stand for honesty, truth, and integrity. I am the eagle. I am prepared to accomplish set paths to the best of my ability. I am the eagle. I am prepared to defend what makes America great for all people. I am the eagle. I am prepared to cross all lines of race, creed, and nationality. I am the eagle. I am prepared to be self-reliant and resourceful. I am the eagle. I am prepared.
This concludes the presentations. I would ask that Assistant Senior Patrol Leader Nolan Shanahan lead our closing ceremony, which will mean you come up and introduce. Would Denise please come up and lead us in our benediction?
Let us pray. Dear God, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another. A commitment to better scouting where all may participate. A commitment to better citizenship. And a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of the Scouts and Michael and all of their future endeavors. Walk with them wherever their lives take them, and then give them your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to Scouting's ideals, which instruct us to lead better lives. May we, like Michael, always follow our own trails, discovering who we are by striving into the unknown. May God be with us all until we meet again. Amen.
Honor Guard, please rise. Troop rise. Cross your arms and look up. May the great Scoutmaster of all Scouts be with us until we meet again. Everyone, please stand. Color Guard, retire the colors.